Yo, what is up, YouTube, man? Being an elite rebounder as a center is gonna help your team win games. Simple as that. It's not rocket science. There's no stick skill involved too much. I mean, there are some things that you want to learn so you can be even better, but we're not gonna be talking about that in today's video. This is going to be more of a mentality thing when it comes to playing big, when it comes to playing center. As you guys can see, we're playing some random rec where it matters even more to be an elite rebounder because you can't rely on your team to bail you out. Getting beat on the board count by 10 is not going to get it done. You guys can see my matchup is a 6'9" center, and he's averaging 5 rebounds a game. A little bit more than 5. That is inexcusable as a big, especially with a 96 defensive rebound. Now, the build I'm on, it's a 7'1" big. It has 80 defensive rebound because I made this build more in a fun aspect way rather than a comp way. Obviously, no rebound rating is too high. The higher you can get it, the better you're going to be able to be on the boards. And yet, me with the 80 defensive rebound, gold rebound chaser, I'm averaging 19 rebounds a game, and the guy with a 96 defensive rebound is averaging 5 rebounds a game. Now, why is that? If he has the rating advantage, why am I getting more rebounds, way more rebounds than his build? Is it because I'm a better player? Probably. I'm on the game more than him. I'm a YouTuber, so that's going to come into play. You know, if you don't play the game more than once every other week, you're not going to be that great, and that is fine. Is it because his build's 6'9" and my build's 7'1"? Probably. You know, it's a bit. Having height is going to help you be a better rebounder. Even if I don't have the crazy high ratings, I'm still 7'1". My player's going to jump high still. He's going to be up there, so he's in a better position to get rebounds. Is it because I have near max wingspan and his arms are short on his build, so he has better shooting? Again, that does come into play. Wingspan does matter. Now, it's not the saving grace a lot of people think it is. You know, a lot of people think you cannot rebound with minimum wingspan, and that is not true in the slightest. All of these things come into play, but there's something way more important than any of them. And I have experience playing against the best rebounders in the game. In this 2K and previous 2Ks, I play a lot of comp pro against the best centers on the sticks, and I play a lot of random rec, so I play against a lot of really bad centers. I play other positions, so sometimes I'll get really good centers and really bad centers on my team. And what I will see most of the time whenever I see a center, it doesn't matter his rating, it doesn't matter his build. If he averages a low amount of rebounds, it's because he does not care to get them. Now, what do you mean by that, Sonic? Every center wants to get rebounds, right? You would think, but that's not the case. I will see shots go up and a center will just stand there. And I mean this literally. You'll even see it in the gameplay today. This guy has a 96 rebound. I play against other centers. Maybe they have, 85 defensive rebound. Maybe they have 99 defensive rebound. In every play, they're not going to get the defensive rebound. I'll even see some centers try to run the fast break rather than going for the rebound. Now, defensive rebounds and offensive rebounds are different. If you got a high offensive rebound on your build, you ended up popping out, you get left wide open, your PG goes in and takes a bad take, and you stay at the three-point line, then you can get back on defense. But even so, even in that situation, if I'm doing the same, if I got offensive rebound on my build, even if I don't get hit at the three-point line, I'm not just going to stand there and just not move. I'm either going to make a decision. I'm going to go crash for the O board, or I'm going to get back on defense. There's too many centers that just stand around. They just act like they do not want to rebound. I don't know if it's because they get upset that they're not getting hit, if they got something going on in the background, maybe the baby's crying and they just need to take a second to check on them. But if you're a center, and especially too on the defensive glass, you have to crash for it every single possession. There's no just standing around waiting for somebody else to get the ball. Hopefully your power forward has some good defensive rebound on his build. He's going to help you out. Maybe even your small forward can help out sometimes. But you as a center, you have to be tenacious. You gotta want to get the rebound. You gotta want to put up crazy 20, 30-point rebound games. If you just don't care about rebounding, it doesn't matter if your stats are high or low, you're not going to be a great rebounder on the game. That's step one. Now, step two is a bit more complex. It's going to take some brain power. Step one, anybody can do. You don't have to think too hard about it. But step two, you do got to think. If the shot clock's winding down 3, 2, 1. You got to go ahead and start moving toward the paint. You can't wait until the shot goes up. You want to try to get there as early as possible so you're in the best position to get the rebound. There's other situations, you know, maybe you're guarding a popper and he's not that good of a shooter. You know, you can kind of bait, close out a little bit, but you don't need to be on top of that man. You can bait him to shoot. That's what you want to do, because at that point, you're only battling for the boards against power forwards, small forwards, and you are going to have the size advantage, the rebound rating advantage most likely. There's other situations where maybe you notice the point guard you're playing against on the other team is not that good of a passer. If he hasn't been hitting the big on the pop, and then why are you worried about him getting it late in the shot clock? You need to go ahead and move your way down to the paint so you can be in position. If he hits the center, you know, you might give up a couple of threes because of it. That's where you got to make the decision, you know, is this guy a knockdown shooter? Is this guy not a knockdown shooter? In Pro-Am, it can be a bit complicated. If you're guarding somebody in the corner, a lot of the times, if the shot clock's running low, the PG is going to dot the corner that the center is guarding because he knows that the center's going to try to cheat down to the paint because he's trying to beat the other center down to the paint. It's called getting dead zone. The first center that gets under the rim is going to have priority on a lot of rebounds. It hasn't always been this way in 2K, but the last few years, it's tough to box somebody out in their dead zone. If they're in dead zone and they just jump up, even if you're down there with them, the ball will go to their hands. Even if you have the better ratings, you can see it in a lot of these clips. And early on, man, I mean, we are struggling, but I'm getting a lot of rebounds for us. Whenever I'm under the hoop, all I do is hold down RT, and I hold Y because it's going to make me jump higher for the boards. Now, if you're farther away, I do not recommend holding Y for the jumps for the rebounds. It's better to just tap it so your player can kind of jump toward the ball. But holding it under the rim, as you guys can see, I am getting a ton of offensive rebounds. And my team, they're not hitting the kick-out shots, but we're in the game because I'm getting these offensive rebounds. That's going to give your team extra possessions. As a center, you can affect both sides of the floor more than any other position on the court. If you think about this, it doesn't matter how good of the defense your team is playing. If you're not getting the rebound after the other team is shooting and they're getting 3-4 chances, even if your team makes a miss 3 times in a row, if they hit it on that 4th time because they got 3 offensive rebounds, then they still scored 3 points that possession. And on the other end, even if you're playing with some bad shooters on your team, they miss a couple of easy shots, you get a couple of offensive rebounds and kick it out. If they finally hit a 3 that possession, you guys still scored. A center's job is never done. That's really what it comes down to, whether you're setting screens, boxing out, going for rebounds on offense and defense, you know, post scoring. There's always something to do. So when I see so many centers just not crashing for a rebound this possession, not boxing out that possession, it's not going to get it done. You guys can see we're up 2 at the half. My team's not playing that well, but I got 14 rebounds, so I'm single-handedly keeping us in the game. And it's not because of some crazy stick skill that I have. Playing center more than any other position in the game, it takes more IQ than actual talent on the sticks to be great. If you're just a smart center, you can get yourself in good position to get good rebounds, good points. You can see nice dunk right there. My teammate hits me on a nice dive. I'm in the center of the paint. The guy on the other team, I mean, he's nowhere in sight. That's why he's averaging 5 rebounds. He's not even going for him. My guy ends up dropping the ball right there. I'm able to pick it up, dot my guy in the corner, get us a 3. You can see, man, I mean, 14 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists, and we're still down, but that is okay because we're close enough. We're in that striking distance, and whenever you guys play Random Rec, you know the game is never out of sight. Even if we're down 10, we can have a nice run and be up 10 just like that. So I'm just trying to keep it close. I'm able to go for a steal right there. Even though the steal rating's not elite, if I'm able to be in the right position, if I'm able to time it right, I'm able to get it right there. Right here, I call for the ball from the AI. I'm just going to bring it up myself. I'm going to survey the floor. Centers are really good passers, too. A lot of people think that, you know, once the ball gets into the center's hands, it's a black hole and he needs to pass it back to the PG. But you can kind of just wait it out, see what's open. You're going to have that high pass act. You're going to have that high dimer, so why not use it? To kind of paraphrase the video, tip number 1 to be a better rebounder is to just be more tenacious. If you ever find yourself running the fast break, if you ever find yourself kind of just standing, make sure you're crashing for a rebound every single time. And once you're doing that, once you feel like you're always going for it, try to start incorporating some ways to get down there sooner. If your guy's not getting hit, it seems last second, try to cheat off him when the shot clock's getting low. If you have a center that is a popper, but he's not shooting that well, try to take a couple of steps back. See if you can kind of bait the ball to be in his hands. Make him take a shot he's not comfortable with, and you'll be down low, close to the hoop, so you can grab the rebound. And if you guys have any other tips in the comments, make sure to leave them. And let me know if you guys want to see any specific things to be a better rebounder when I worm, my defensive setting, things like that. If you guys did enjoy the video, if you do want to drop a like and subscribe, of course I do appreciate it a ton. And this is Tonic. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out. Peace.